This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
Hey, and how are you? Today I want to talk to guys. I want to give you signs that she is not marriage material. And for men, really looking for a partner, for life mate is a do or die affair. I know we've been made to think that it's all about exploration with the excitement about sex, going in and coming out of different women's romantic whirlpool, sort of being able to cocktail, sample here, sample there. Because from early on, men are told, see if they are the hunters, they're the ones in control of the game, and they can, they tend to hit on. They're the ones hitting. So it's made to look like you are armed and you're the one shooting the weapons. It's okay if you are the kind of guy who just wants to sleep around or experiment with many women around, and you're not trying to build a life or go anywhere. You don't have integrity, values, you don't have a heart to feel, to care, to be concerned, to treasure, to connect. If that is not who you are, then you may get away with just hitting here, running there. But if you're the kind of guy who has character, who has a heart, who cares, who feels deeply, who connects genuinely, if you're the kind of guy who's trying to build a life, who is trying to go somewhere with your life, who is trying to build a family, a dream. If you have a dream you're trying to build, if you have a career you're trying to build, if there's a place you're trying to go with your life, and you're the kind of guy who feels genuinely and who connects deeply, you can't just hit and run. The moment you try to experiment with women here and there, you get entangled. Some place you will fall in love. Sometimes you get a child. Some place you'll be tricked into thinking the pregnancy is yours. Some place you'll be made impossible for you to live. You'll be thinking other people have a heart and they're sincere like you. And at some point you'll be trapped. Before you realize it, you cannot move. Remember the rat trap that does not have a bang, does not have loudness. But the place, it just looks like a normal walking floor. So the rat does not notice the change. When they have attached the glue, it's when it tries to get out that realizes it's already trapped. There's no loud bang, there's no shooting, no nothing. It was just walking until it reached a sticky ground. Some women are a sticky ground. You'll have been walking and moving and you're used to coming in and going in. And then you get stuck. What I want to show you today is that looking for that person you want to journey to life with involves a risk. When you have substance, when you have feelings, when you have true love, when you want to keep your promise, when you want to take care of the child you carry, when you have money you're building, when you have a career and a promise and a future, when you have reputation and a name, you're not the kind of guy who can just hit and run. Forget it. You try it, you just fall victim because you are a fat cow whom they're looking for. They've been trying to show cool guys that they're being hunted. They should stop seeing themselves as if they're in control of the game and being careless. If you are resourceful and you care, you are being hunted. Those men who don't have resources, don't have money, don't care, those men who are not stable, nobody wants them. There's nothing to win from them. But there are women who looking for men who have resources, who have a career, who have a future, who have a name, a reputation, who have money, who have dependability, who want to work, who are going somewhere with life. If you're that kind of guy, you are the one being hunted. You're the fat cow. You're the prime catch. I want to tell you what kind of woman can give you a life. Signs that she is not marriage material. We are cushioning the conversation around warnings because many men, we don't think we need too much help to be told who to marry. I want to remind you some of the unfortunate realities about the dating world. The woman you choose to marry, she will affect your life more than your boys. She will affect your life more than your career. She will carry your life more than that car. She will affect your life more than that house. She can make your life a hell or a heaven, depending on the energy she carries. The woman you bring into your life will take you up or down. There's no such thing as a neutral marriage. There's no such thing as marrying and continuing as you are. Once you bring her in, she will take you where she is. Once you bring her in, she will take you where she is. If she's up there, happy and balanced and resourceful and rich in terms of feelings and character, that's where she'll take you. But if she's unstable, unsure, insecure, paranoid, intense and unstable and cyclic in her emotions and feelings, that's where she'll take you. And the one thing I want you to know is that just because you're falling in love with a woman does not mean she's good for you. In fact, looking for a mate means fighting with your own feelings. Looking for a partner involves a war with your own feelings. Sometimes you will fall in love when you don't belong there and you're not safe there. And it involves having to pull out, which is painful and difficult. So your first instruction is, when you approach women, do not try to elicit, arouse, awaken feelings for her. Make it your tradition to approach women rationally. Make it your tradition. Feelings are part of it. You're not approaching it like a mathematical calculation. Of course, it's not like something you are detached from. No. You feel attracted. But after you feel attracted, now engage your reason. Try to put her on a scale. Try to see what she's made of. Do not ask for her. Do not ask sexy photos from her, because then you are helping her to hypnotize you. Do not ask to see the more sexy parts of her thighs, her boobs, or these close-up photos, or talking at night in the middle of the night, bedroom talk, and fantasizing being with her in a sexual manner. You are helping her to slay you. You end up boiling in her sexual energy. And the moment you come so much into the cocoon, you are doing a video talk and she's in bed and she's there looking all this sexy and suggestive, like prepared food. Any woman with a body can make you feel that. And that does not show you her character. And if you approach with that energy, you'll end up being sucked, even when she does not have the character for a wife. The following are the signs that she's not wife material. And these are areas I want you to check. Number one, if she's enmeshed with her mother. Many men come telling me, the mother-in-law is the problem. My mother-in-law is the problem. She keeps talking to the door. Whenever they talk with my wife, my wife can't concentrate. She's trying to control me, my finances. She's trying to control our family, our decisions. Many men think the mother-in-law is the problem. And they go on and telling you how she can leave them alone, how she wants to come here or ask for money or this kind of demands or this. And then you think the mother-in-law is the problem. Your mother-in-law is not the problem. Even if she's not a good person, she's not the problem. And I always rephrase for men quickly to help them see the problem. The problem is that your wife is enmeshed with her mother. Some of these girls have never individuated. But if you approach her without understanding that element, you'll go straight to her body and her charm. You start interacting with her sexuality and how she slays you and takes you to an emotional intensity place. You have not checked the background of how she relates to the mother. Some of these women talk to their mothers 4 times a day. They're so enmeshed and into each other, they have no existence of their own. And she's an alter ego of the mother. And every time the mother is trying to express herself through her and get what she wants and fulfill her frustrated wishes and transfer control to you and try to have remote control of your family, and knowing that she has known this girl from the time she was in her womb, and she knows which buttons to press and what to say, how to bring her down and make her do her wish. And you came in here and got sucked in without checking whether this girl has individuated and cut the umbilical cord and stopped breastfeeding and been weaned away from the mother, and you just came in and got plunged in. Now you're just an extension of that woman's territorial control, and you don't know what she's using. A woman does not need to have witchcraft to control you. Her own mind and the female energy of territorial maternal instincts are enough to discoordinate, to disorganize, to unhinge you and your family. It is anathema. I want you to make it a rule and a vow in your quiet space that you will never get sucked into the invisible cobweb of a matriarch who is wicked and controlling and whose daughters are just an extension of her own arms, and her claws, invisible claws, are coming through the girl whom you thought is your queen without knowing she's just an extension of a mother's territory. She could be possessive, could be jealous, she could be competitive with this girl and trying to make sure she does not have happiness and the girl does not have the wakefulness. You're about to ask me, shall we judge people according to their parents? Nobody was plucked from a tree. We were all born from families. Some families are healthier, others are otherwise. Some parents are wise, others are otherwise. It is your work to decide at what point you want to be a grown-up of your own image, of your own life. It's upon everybody to decide the life they want. And if you have not decided and moved far enough, the Bible said to leave so that you can cleave. If you have not come as far as reaching to a place where you can decide the life you want and the values you want to live by and where you want to go and what you want to buy, if you have not reached to that place, you have not qualified to start your own family, to live far enough that you can establish, cleave to another. If that girl has not developed the muscle to say no to her mother and have her own thoughts, independent ideas and the life she wanted, if she has not gone as far as deciding the life she wants, she will suck you back to the system she's a part of. Do not get attached to a woman who is still enmeshed with her mother and you say the mother-in-law is the problem. The mother-in-law is not the problem. Is this daughter was never individuated, cut the umbilical cord, was never developed the muscles to see herself separate from her mother, and she can't see herself away from all that cyclic whirlpool and the chaotic space and the intensity of control of her mother. Never swear allegiance before you get to know whether she's able. When they say in the wedding, I do, some cannot say I do. They're only saying we do because she does not have an independent I to do with. The moment you say I do with her, you'll be undone. Check whether she's a girl or a woman. Remember again, boys, what did we say? You don't marry girls. Girls cannot build your family. Have nothing to do with the university students. Have nothing to do with the girl who's 23. Have nothing to do with the adolescent. Get a woman who has individuated. Psychologically, 25 and above. That's a woman who has reached a place of being mature. And even if she's 25 and above, but he has not individuated, run. But in all cases, don't date a 23, 24-year-old. Date a woman who has had enough life and psychological maturity to know what she wants. The second sign, I'm giving you only 3 today. The second sign that she's not marriageable type is that she's living an expensive lifestyle without an income to back it up. When you see a woman who is all into labor, into big names, into this fine life, don't get me wrong. You want a woman who has class, but I want to differentiate between class and fakeness. This girl who wants the finer things, but she does not have money, who buys those things? Men, of course. You want a girl who you can see the finer life she lives and you can see how she earns the money. The moment you see that she wants in the hotel to ask for the most expensive meals, she only values a gift when it costs very much. She does not value heart to heart. The gestures that don't cost money, but they cost the heart, emotion. Something you prepared with your hand, for example, a card you wrote with your hand, for example, or a gift you prepared with your hand, a meal or something. Maybe you are good in preparing some things, or you got somebody to make a mat for her with your hands, or flower you got put together. Something you really put creativity, not money. She will not value them. She wanted something that has a high price tag. She only values money. And her language is about, oh, that car is so expensive. Oh, that shoe is so expensive. Oh, this watch, so expensive. It's all about money, money language. But she does not have the money. Be careful. Now, the problem with this kind of girls is they're very charming and they can give you the kind of attention that is confusing until you don't know whether she loves you or she loves what you have. And if you're not aware, if you're not careful, you'll be caught up. Because we are not taught the language, the lexicon of emotions is not our native language. The vocabulary of feelings, it's women's domain. what men thrive most with is logic and reason and conclusion. And men can engage and see the point. So our modus operandi, the angle from which we operate as men, is reasoning. It's the point. We have feelings, but that's not our right hand. Predominantly, we want to see the point, the reasoning. Women too, they have logic, but that's not their modus operandi. Their modus operandi, the mode from which they're operating, is the feeling. And they know how to make you feel wistful. How many men can make you feel wistful? Remembering your childhood and longing for the days of innocence. Women have so much widespread, they know how to make you feel childlike, playful, taken care of. You know, as she can occupy the place of your mother without saying anything. Bring you a well thought out meal. Notice how you're breathing, how you're feeling. Notice your health, small things, how your mom would notice how you slept last night. And your mom would say you are coughing at night and she gives you medication, takes care of you even before you notice you have a need. The feelings your mom brought out, there's another small mom out here. That club she comes from is for women. And they can make you fall deeply in love while saying nothing. She's not marriage material. If she's only very charming, very sexy, very attractive, but also very money-minded. Other signs that she's money-minded could be she's always has a need you need to meet. She has a need for money. She needs you to send some money for. She comes from one need to another. A crisis. Sometimes she promises to pay, but you know she will never pay. Another need is that she's never available, except when you're buying something. She's never as excited, as forthcoming, as communicating, as responsive, except when we are discussing buying her something. In fact, it's when something you had promised to buy or when you mention, that's when she's excited. She's not as vibrant and lovely, except when you're buying her something, when you're checking out some money, when you're sending some money. You can see the materialism, although it is thinly layered and covered, depending because of how she responds when there's money in sight. That side. Remember, guys, what you're looking for is a person to do life with. The person who will be really the CEO of many departments of your life, including the feelings and what mood you approach the day with. If you marry the wrong woman, she can be doing slow puncher and you're always deflating. By the end of the day, you're finished. You fight in the world, you go to fight back home. You will collapse. The other thing, whether she's marriage material, is stop confusing unavailability with high value. So she's not marriage material if she's always running away from you. Many men are running after the girl who is running away, thinking now that she's running away, she's on demand. Many men want her, for example, or she's high value, for example. I just have to work harder. I find this problem with high achiever men who are being taught to achieve. So when they achieve, they are valued. So they want to achieve love, to conquer. So they see a resisting woman as a territory to conquer, as a challenge to overcome and to win her, and they feel like there's a thrill. She's not marriage material if she's unwilling, if she's unavailable. Do not confuse a woman who's running with a woman who should run after. A woman who's looking for a husband will not run away from you. She will sit across the table to see whether you have a deal, whether you have a connection, and she'll be readily available. You don't have to win love by running after that woman, by chasing so many days, by working so hard, by paying so much money, by putting so much effort. If she's unavailable, it could be because of her own emotional reasons. She's not in a good place now, and she's doing you a favor. But you see, if you overinvest, if you give so much money, if you give so much, you pour so much money and energy and attention, you can overwhelm her until she flows along to just enjoy how much you're investing in her. And she'll never be available to you. You always feel like you love her and she doesn't love you back because you brought all this performance. You did not look at personality. Another reason women are not willing to respond to you is because of their own programming. Some of them have been programmed to resist good men. They only want bad boys who are inconsistent, lying, and who keep them guessing, who induce tension and fear and insecurities. Many women have never grown. They are bouncing off from one bad relationship to another. And when they meet a man who is packaged, they feel unworthy. They think one day you'll leave. She's so insecure. She runs away because she thinks you're making her fall in love only to drop her. She can even mention that she doesn't believe in true love. She doesn't think men can be honest. You don't need to convince that kind of woman and calm her demons. You cannot calm those kind of insecurities and fear. It is her own private journey to do. Again, signs that she's not marriage material. She does not have independent existence from her mother. She's an extension of her mother's personality and needs and wishes. She cannot say no, and she's always on phone being harassed and she's being commanded. The second sign is she's all this money-minded without looking for the money herself. And be careful, boys. There's some girls who have their own money, but they want yours. Not all materialistic girls are broke. Some have their own money, but they target on what you can give them. They just want you can give them. It's all about taking. You hardly see her giving you anything. And her language is full of expensive. It's about trips, expensive hotels. She doesn't regard simplicity, nature. She doesn't regard thoughtfulness, creativity, and emotion, and heart to heart, and good conversations and memories. That's not something she values. Materialism. It's all about expensive cars, expensive clothes, labels, etc. Be careful, guys. When you are too generous, you end up winning people you don't need. When you're too generous, you end up winning people you don't need because they fall in love with your hand, not your heart. You put your hand forward. Learn to be frugal. You're generous, but you're not foolish. You're wise. You measure how much you invest. All right. And the other thing is, she's not marriage material if she's not available. If she's always running, escaping you, she has other reasons. She's not your challenge to conquer. Just make a decision that you know what you want, and this is not what you want. You want a seeking woman. When you're a seeking guy, you want a seeking woman who is ready for marriage, who is ready to start life, who is ready to go to the next chapter with you. One who is willing to sit there and build with you. That's all, guys. See you next time.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better